Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to make a mini DIY dice potion. And this project started because I get trinkets from fair, and somebody gave me this little D20. It's this little purple one. Don't mind the blue dye all over my hands. That was from another project. And someone gave me this little glass jar that used to have a bunch of mini crystals in it, like the little crystal chips, and it fits perfectly. So I decided, of course, I wanted to make a little potion out of it, and because I had this mini die, this mini D20, I decided let's make a mini dice potion. So before we start actually on that, let's decide what colors we want. So I was a mix between purple to go with the purple dye. We started off as a pink liquid and then shook it up to be purple because this is purple. But the only purple mica I had to mix with it was a very, very dark purple, and it made it kind of gray, and it was not the prettiest. So I'm thinking we'll just do pink, a nice contrast against the purple. So let's kind of do a little mock-up of the pink in this little potion bottle before we actually put it in our mini bottle. So I've got some icing color. It's just a pink gel food coloring, and I love using gel food colorings versus a liquid. Don't know why, I just feel like it's more, I don't know, brighter. So we'll just take a little bit on here and mix it in like that. I think that's a good starting pink. This is what the pink looks like. So I think that's the good color we're gonna go with. And then we'll go in with this mica powder. This one is in berry, which I thought was it would be a nice pink color, even though it says berry. So I'm going to go ahead and take my Lucius Malfoy letter opener to scoop up a good scoop of pink mica. Oop, shook a little too much off. That's probably actually too much, but you know what? Having too much is better than not having enough, so it'll be fine. So just give this a good little stir. The lid on so we can get a good shake. So that's what we have. And I'm not quite done yet. I think I want to add some silver mica to it just to give it a little bit more of a sheen and a glow and I don't know, make it a little bit more magical. We're going to add a bit of silver mica. So I'm going to go ahead, put my cap on, give it a good shake. And there we go. I do think, I don't know if you can tell on camera, let me know if you can, that it gives it a bit more of a, I don't know, movement. And it's no longer transparent. So you'll be able to see the little dye inside, hopefully. So we got this, and this is just water and glitter. But to make it float, so when we put in our dice and turn it upside down, it floats and doesn't just sink to the bottom, we have to have another secret ingredient. This is where science comes in. So I've got way too much salt that won't dissolve in here. I heated it up, it's kosher salt, in water, and you just dissolve some salt in water. One, the water wasn't hot enough to dissolve it all. Two, there's obviously just too much salt in here to dissolve. So I'm just mixing it so that this becomes a very just salt water. So what I'm going to do is we're going to take our salt water, take this little syringe, and fill it about halfway with salt water. And then we can go in with our mixture Or you can just put your mixture in salt and fill the rest up with our mixture. All the way to the very top. Maybe I'll even add a little bit more salt because you just want to make sure you have enough salt in there so that your dye will float. So literally to the brim. And then we're going to take our little dye. Oh, I probably should have put them in there first. See, but now you know he floats. And close it up. So now that we have salt in there, we'll mix it up. When you turn it upside down, your dye will float to the top. So you roll the 16. When you shake it, you'll get this pretty pink color, and then it will settle. The glitter will eventually settle to that light purple, but you shake it up, you'll get this pretty color, and then when you turn it upside down, you'll get a roll. 19. Oh, is that a 2? That's a 2, man. My backup for salt, when salt doesn't work, is to use mineral oil or some kind of oil that, you know, water and oil doesn't mix, so have a float on top. So I like to use a thin layer of oil. That way the dye will float on the oil surface. But I don't like this because if you mix it, then you'll have little oil, you know, spots in there. So I always try to go the salt method. But if you just can't get that to work, try a little sliver of some oil. So of course you could just end your potion there, but I wanted to add wax to it. I got this electric wax melt because I tend to use my wax melts pretty often, and the candle and flame just was a lot. So this is the color choice I'm going for. A bunch of pinks, some pink glittery ones. I gave it a little swirl here. I was hoping to do a dunk method where I just took, because that's a deep spoon, to take my little potion bottle and just dunk it in there like you do certain like bottles. I just hated how it came out, and I did it so many times. Only did it twice, but by the time I was done, all the pink had fully just mixed in with itself, so I no longer had a swirl, which is fine. But I ended up just doing the traditional method where, you know, you just pour it right on top using the spoon, which I like how that came out. And this is how it turned out in the end.